The banking system is going to become absolutely unrecognizable, and most people are going to miss the biggest shift in opportunity in our living history. I'm going to break that down in today's video. I'm going to show you how China was resisting cryptocurrency and now they're defending cryptocurrency, and how if cryptocurrency was a fraud and it's not supposed to be part of our financial system, then why are they so big on taxing it here in America? So my name is Coach JV. What I work to break down complex macro microeconomic strategies, and I make the complex simple. We've helped over 7,000 warriors worldwide, and it is time to activate, family. Many of you guys are sitting on the sidelines right now. Number one, you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. Number two, everybody has money to invest. You need to create a budget. You need to see where the holes are in your spending. Take the extra cash flow and invest in a speculative asset, not financial advice. If you need help and you're worried about your retirement with these capital markets coming up and the whole financial system being shaken, you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team. We teach people tax code 7702 how to protect, compound, and grow your wealth, just like the wealthy through insuring your wealth. They teach you how to insure your life, but they don't teach you how to insure your wealth. In the description of this video or in my social media platform, set up a free consultation. Remember, we will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammers. We don't have an investment platform. We also have a Warrior Academy, which is in the description here as well. So remember, it's a free consultation. If you're worried about your 401k or you want to see how we secure and compound and grow our wealth for retirement tax-free, tax code 7702, set up that free consultation. Okay, so we're going to dive right into it, Warriors. Man, again, reminder, if you're communicating with someone on social that's proactively DMing you, ask you to send them money around asking you about your investments, that is not me. Those are all scammers. So there's been a lot going on in the crypto space, okay? Things are getting really funky. It's getting sticky. This is where people get fudded out. This is where your mental training needs to kick in. This is what we've trained over 7,000 people to do, is to do the complete opposite of the 99%. Let me repeat that. To do the complete opposite of the 99%. We are now in September. What's the date today? September 5th, 2023. You're going to start to see radical transformations now. Okay. We're from here to November 4th, 2024, next 14 months. You're going to see volatility like you've never seen before. And then you're going to see a correction in the markets going into the presidential election because they always bring it back. It's the same cycle every single time, guys. We got to stop getting played by this. You see a bunch of FUD in the markets. Okay, they're moving us into a new monetary system, and everybody who resisted it is going to be using it without even knowing it. Everybody who resisted it is going to be using the new blockchain technology without even knowing it. They're not going to have time to pay attention because the middle class is getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology. Okay, so China went from, you guys remember years ago, this was 2020, 2021. They kept shutting things down. They kept cracking down on cryptocurrency. Well, local Chinese court argues cryptocurrency is property despite Beijing's crackdown. Crypto property rights should be protected, except when virtual assets is used in crimes or for crimes or was acquired through crime, the court argued. Obviously, right? The Hong Kong, a landmark ruling earlier this year, recognized crypto assets as property amid the city's push to develop the sector. So they went from completely resisting it to now protecting it. So now remember, you guys remember the rule? First they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. We are now in regulation and joining phase. So what's going to happen is you're now going to see the BIS, the G20, all these big organizations are now going to come out with crypto recommendations, global recommendations. Guys, this is all happening behind the scene lockstep. It's not like one country is just do it. They're all working together to move us into this new monetary system. Most countries are screwed financially, okay? They've kicked the can down the road too far. This is a great fix for them to move money at the speed of light. Okay, so this came out on August 25th, 2023, but this is right off the IRS website. It says Treasuries and IRS issue proposed regulations on reporting by brokers for sales for exchanges of digital assets, new steps to design to end confusion, help taxpayers, aid high-income compliance work. So they're getting into it, guys. So here's the proposed regulations. It breaks everything down for you guys. It breaks everything down for you guys. You can read through this stuff. It went from cryptocurrencies a fraud, we're trying to shut down cryptocurrency, to how do we regulate it? How do we tax it? and how do we bring it part of our normal monetary system? Now, this has been a big thing going on right now. So the SEC keeps losing. They lost to Ripple, and they had the grayscale thing. So SEC keeps losing battle after battle. Okay. So what's happening now is we're seeing a transition where cryptocurrency is becoming normalized. And now they're trying to stall things, in my opinion, until they're ready to launch this into the economy, because they don't want a bunch of people like us getting very, very wealthy, or it's following the same exact market cycle that it always follows. And we have one big opportunity, which is 2024, in my opinion, going into 2025, where we're going to see a big, massive parabolic move. So check this out.
Shining moment, a DC court ruling that the SEC was wrong to deny asset manager Grayscale's ETF proposal. It could be paving the way for the first ever spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund. Joining us now is Pioneer Development Group Chief Analytics Officer Christopher Alexander. Great to have you. Do you see a spot ETF approval now inevitable?
It's inevitable. I think there's definitely a timing question. The SEC seems to have asked for clarification and is perhaps kind of lining all the cars up to start the race at the same time, which I think is kind of reasonable. So I don't think it's imminent, but
so I want you guys to hear what he just said. He said, yes, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen right now, but they're going to line all the cars up to happen at the same time. Do you think it's by chance that Jay Clayton, who said on the head of the SEC, initiated the case against Ripple and then bounced 3 days later? They bring in Gary Gensler, the head of MIT, who was part of the creation of the FOMC in 2012. And then Jay Clayton pops up on 2022 on the board for the bank bail-in committee. So Jay Clayton, who initiated the case against Ripple, okay, then pops up on the bank bail-in committee that was created in 2012 as well. You got to connect these dots, family. So you're seeing all. That's why I don't panic with this type of stuff. I see the moves they're making. I see that, like this guy said, they're going to line up the horses in the race. They're going to let them all go at the same time when they are ready.
I think in industry, the general consensus is that all of them will be awarded at once, and then all of those entities will start accumulating for their investors.
So I want to follow up on that. We have, many other ETFs.
So that was key what he said too. So once they let the horses out of the race, they will start accumulating big time for their investors. So that's where we're going to see a big pump up, because why I think they're waiting until 2024 is because probably the cycle, right? So they're going to start, here's my opinion. They're going to release it in the beginning of 2024. They're going to start accumulating for all their rich clients. And then it's going to go parabolic, because they know the Bitcoin halving is going to go parabolic around this time, probably next year. And then they're going to make their clients really wealthy, so they look like the hero, right? So if you make your client money, do you think they're going to bounce on you? Absolutely not. So all that liquidity is going to come back into their banks based on cryptocurrency. They're just recycling money, guys.
That have been submitted. When you say they're all going to be approved at once, what should we be expecting timeline-wise from the investor standpoint of when to start maybe getting in on this before that approval happens?
Well, you just said it. Exactly what I was just saying.
Well, you've watched the recent drop, and then great news with Grayscale and Bitcoin moving back up over the past 24 hours. I mean, dollar cost averaging, accumulating, it makes sense. There are a number of events in the near horizon, say through April 2024. They're kind of guessing is the next halving, for example, of Bitcoin. So there's a few things happening at once that are likely to create pressures for it. So
okay, so this is the accumulation phase. Stop playing games, guys. This is the accumulation phase. This is the accumulation phase. Stop listening to just stop, put blinders on, guys. Create a budget, create some cash flow, go down to one car. If you have a big ass house you can't afford, liquidate that thing. This is your opportunity, guys. This is your opportunity. Or rent it, or rent out a room, create cash flow, get a side hustle. Buckle down. I buckled down for 3 years, and I was grinding. And now I'm on my way to financial freedom, complete financial freedom, because I finally decided to stop listening to the bullshit. I finally locked down. I got a budget in place. I rewired my brain. I rewired the foundation. I found new mentors. I started taking wise counsel for those who were where I was at or above me. And I started seeking wise counsel. Not people who are giving me advice that don't have any money in their bank account or understand investing or even have a sound spiritual mind. I started taking wise counsel with people with strong spiritual minds, strong grounding. Very important who you take your wise counsel from. Now we're going to watch a short video from Kathy Woods. I want you to hear the back end of her presentation. I watch all of her presentations and her recaps, or monthly recaps. Here we go. or what I think it's a weekly recap.
But stay tuned. If the consumer gives way, those spreads will pick up. Commodity prices in the month were flat on average. Bitcoin price was down. There was a lot of excitement after BlackRock filed for a Bitcoin ETF, shot up from 26,000 to 30,000 and just came back down. It got a little excited when the SEC lost its case against Grayscale, and then came right back down when the SEC basically did not approve the Bitcoin filing of Invesco and Wisdom Tree. So that was interesting. And then just a few more points on deflation. There's bad deflation, and I talked a little bit about that. If companies have taken their prices too far, those will unwind, and that will probably hit margins. And certainly
Okay, this is where I want you to pay attention on the back end of this here. She's talked about the Bitcoin halving. Guys, this is all by design. They're going to get global regulation in. They're going to pull the markets really heavy down. They're going to accumulate for their clients. And then they're going to look like superheroes because they made a ton of money for their clients. And they're going to pull them. They're going to have exit plans as you're coming in 2025 when you're excited, 2024 and 2025 on the back end. And all your family members are coming in and telling them they're going to get rich in crypto. They're going to pull the plug on everybody with an exit plan.
Monetary policy has set us up for a lot more of that, because M2 is still declining on a year-over-year basis. The full impact of monetary policy today will not be felt for about a year. So we think.
How many times have I said that, guys? The tightening of the monetary policies, the raising of interest rates won't be felt, guys. I told you that in June 2022. We're starting to feel the reverberation effect, and then we're going to start to really feel it as we go into 2024.
The bad deflation could move into next year. But as I mentioned before, that severe margin pressure will attract or will encourage more companies to adopt innovation. Innovation solves problems. I mentioned artificial intelligence, the Zoom example. AI training costs are dropping 70% per year. Robotics. Robotics is an antidote to some of these very high wage agreements. And we think there will be a lot of attrition, and robots will take the place of a lot of people. And robot prices, industrial robot prices, for every cumulative doubling in the number of industrial robots produced, meaning 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and so forth. That's the cumulative doubling. Industrial robot costs drop 50%. And then energy storage in the auto space, for every cumulative doubling in electric vehicle sales produced, drivetrain battery pack system costs drop by 28%. And then we'll end up at Bitcoin, which is where we started today. And as you will hear in this Bitcoin brainstorm, and same with the very first Bitcoin brainstorm that we did with our partners at Bitcoin Park in Nashville, one of the biggest opportunities out there is to eliminate a tax on all purchases done through the traditional financial system. And there's a tax on those unless you're using cash. And the tax is somewhere between 2.5% and 4%. That's a pretty big tax in terms of using debit and credit cards and other intermediaries. These intermediaries are going to be disintermediated by the convergence between Bitcoin and artificial intelligence. And
Okay, so I want you to hear that. Okay, so this is so important for you to write these notes down. I hope you have a pen and paper. Okay, this is where my logical circuit kicks in. Jerome Powell said He's worried about the middle class. This was during the C word. He said, I'm worried about the middle class. I'm paraphrasing, getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology, coming back to a new economy. We are now heading into a new economy, a new banking system, a new financial system. They won't need you industrial era people anymore. They won't need you in the factories anymore. They won't need me anymore, right? They won't need, think about how quickly, okay, we run a media company. We have, the Warrior Academy. We have an online company. Guys, we don't need editors anymore. You can just pop a video into a thing called Opus and boom, it does all the TikTok videos if you want to. Guys, editors, all these things are getting replaced. As AI and crypto comes to, it's a brave new world, guys. You're not going to stop it. I'm just letting you know you're not going to stop it. You can go fight this invisible enemy. You can resist it. You're not going to stop humans from creating. You're not going to. You're not going to stop the creative ability that God gave us to continue to innovate and continue to create. The key to all of this is to battle the enemy inside of you, to transmute the chaos into light, to use tools for good. All tools, every single tool can be used for nefarious activities. You can use a hammer to nail in and build a home. You can use a hammer to hurt somebody. You can use a weapon to hunt for food. You can use a weapon to hurt somebody. You can use a phone to read the Bible. You can use a phone to watch pornography. Guys, they're tools. It's the user of the tool. We're using technology. We're using TikTok, Instagram to reach people all over the world, to bring light, positivity, love, high frequency. My life has radically changed because of these social media platforms. I have friends all over the world. I've traveled all over the world because of these social media platforms, meeting new people. Do you see what I'm saying? Stop fighting an invisible enemy, family. What does your budget look like? What does your decisions look like? What are your behaviors this last weekend during Labor Day? What did you do? Did you get smashed all weekend? Are you worried about are you allowing your favorite football, baseball team to manipulate your emotions? That's the Colosseum, guys. That's the Roman days. If your favorite team loses and you get upset at your family and everybody's like, oh, dad's upset because this team lost. It's like, where's your identity? What are you idling? So it's the greatest time in human history right now. So this is the accumulation phase, guys. This is it. There's going to be dips. This is it, man. Pennies on the dollar right now. Not financial advice, but I'm dollar cost averaging every single Friday. And if there's a big dip, I'm buying in. I'm buying in. And when they recycle this thing, as these institutions start coming in next year, I'm getting the hell out. And I'm securing in my insurance policies. I'm securing in more real estate. I'm going to be securing more precious metals. I'm going to be buying more companies and more equity and more income, increasing my earned income every single quarter. Guys, you can follow the same path. So those of you who haven't joined the Warrior Academy, the time is now. We also wrote a book that we're going to be releasing for free. It's a PDF. It's going to be a PDF book, really nice book, and breaking down everything that everybody's like, what do you do? Okay, I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm going to give it to you. Right inside the academy, we have the tools. We have conference calls. You have access to my portfolio, the 5 pillars of wealth, all that stuff. We have everything you need, guys. But you have to activate. That's the key. So people are like, well, I don't know about joining the academy. Okay, fine. I'm going to write a free book for you guys. Most of you won't even read a 24-page book. You won't even read it. I'm getting under your skin right now because you haven't done anything yet. You haven't activated. You haven't taken action. Why? Why? It's the greatest time in human history. You know who I'm talking to right now. I'm talking to you. Your thoughts, your actions. Okay, your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. You can't control your reactions because you can't control your thoughts. You're not controlling your actions. Take control of your thoughts. Okay. Decipher each step and then take control of your emotions and stop fighting an invisible enemy and look at yourself and correct what you need to correct. Love you guys. Appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.